Hey friend, let me tell you about the time God had to use my mom to save my life. So in 2022, I was having some cervical issues, which I'm sure many women have had. TMI, I was bleeding for like a year straight, and my doctors could not figure out why. We had done ultrasounds to test for fibroids and everything, and nothing came up. So he had decided to do an endoscopy. And for anyone who has done an endoscopy, it's a procedure where they take a microscope to look at your insides, pretty much, and you're put to sleep. So the day of, I did not tell my mom that she was coming. I had honestly planned for her not to come, but I did tell my cousin because I had specific instructions for her when she got there. She was to not let them cut on me if anything should go left. She was to not let them do a hysterectomy because my doctor had already asked me, did I want one, just to go ahead and get it over with. But my entire life, I had dreamt of having children, and that was my heart's desire with God. That was a conversation that I had already had with Him. Excuse me. So the day of the procedure, my mom calls and she said, I am going with you, so come pick me up. So I go pick her up, and there in the waiting room and in the back where I was by myself, I just had this gut wrenching feeling that something was not going to go right. But of course, in the process, I'm trusting God. I'm like, okay, God, I'm going to be okay. I'm just scared because they're going to put me to sleep. So the only thing I remember is it was 8 o'clock that morning, and I remember her telling me to count back from 10. I cannot tell you how many of those numbers I just remember waking up and looking outside, and it was dark outside, so I knew something was wrong because it's like a 30-minute procedure, and I knew I was in the hospital for way longer than I should have been. And when I looked at my mom, she was crying. The doctor came in, he looked really upset, and he told me, I had lost so many liters of blood. So he had to do the hysterectomy. I had so much going through my mind. I blamed God, I blamed myself, I blamed my church, I blamed everybody who had a pulse. And I learned so much through that process. I'm thankful that God was able to unction my mom to go to the hospital that day so she could make the decision that would save my life. I hope this video encourages somebody who is going through the same thing or has gone through the same thing I have. And if anybody makes it to heaven before I do, one of y'all slap Eve for eating that apple.